new for this season? Apple makes a daring design move. That's right, black is the new rose gold. Honestly, this is a pretty sharp look for a phone, and the better blended antenna lines are appreciated. It's a shame Apple couldn't deliver that on the other color options. Yet we have to question whether a new color and a bit of sculpting around the camera housing really does constitute fresh design. If an iPhone is to be considered a lifestyle accessory, shouldn't Apple be working harder at being a fashion vanguard? Something to think about. I personally enjoy the satin finish on the matte black better than the glossy jet black iPhone, but this will still pick up fingerprints like crazy. What we have here, though, is maybe the last true premium small form factor phone. Only Apple this year seems interested in providing hardware options for folks with smaller hands. Checking out the screen, this is likely the best LCD we've ever seen for color and brightness, though it still loses to AMOLED displays for contrast. The Retina pixel density is fine for day-to-day activities on this screen size, but folks who really like to get their noses into their phones or are interested in trying out some virtual reality will likely be disappointed in this 750p resolution. The new home button isn't actually a button at all, and this personally might be my favorite new feature, as it addresses one of the more common failure areas of previous iPhones. The tactile feedback here is fed through the phone's vibration system, which can be customized. And while it has a funky feel at first, it won't take users long to acclimate. Manual buttons on older iPhones already feel a bit clunky. We're also very happy to see proper water resistance on this iPhone. Rated IP67, the iPhone 7 should handily survive being submerged in up to a meter of water for up to 30 minutes. The iPhone 7 suffered no issues after our picture of water test here. Moving over to software, we've produced several videos on iOS 10, but as a quick recap, this new version of iOS brings better gesture and 3D touch support. A new control center is nicely laid out, but the brightness slider can be easy to miss when on the move. The new Photos app is spruced up. Music has a cleaner look with more options for cultivating playlists. And lastly, Messages gets a huge update for personalizing conversations with playful transitions and new emoji. We'd be remiss if we didn't reiterate that some aspects of iOS haven't aged well. Apple's home screen organization options feel limited in this day and age. And even on the smaller iPhone, keeping back buttons in the upper corner can be a reach. This made sense on smaller iPhone, with the most complete examination of the iPhone camera available online in our iPhone 7 Plus Real Camera review. As a quick recap, we're happy to see a faster focusing system, a wider aperture, and optical image stabilization on the smaller iPhone, though the last 2 points mainly seem to benefit low-light shots. Daylight photos and videos are very similar to the 6S. Video is high quality, though it's frustrating that for a phone with stereo speakers, Apple still only delivers mono audio. And Apple still has one of the strongest games around for fun features like HDR and slow motion video, though this app is starting to feel old and limited against some of the truly great camera software found on competing devices. We have a whole separate video talking about the camera app too, which has proven to be somewhat controversial with our audience. But the most controversial aspect of the iPhone has to be the removal of the 3.5mm headphone jack in favor of moving to the Lightning connector or to a wireless solution. This year, the battery grows to a 1,960 mAh cell over the iPhone 6s's 1,715 mAh capacity. But this is still well behind the number of Android phones which are breaking into 3,000 mAh territory. We can't get too excited about this capacity increase though, as the iPhone 7 also packs a quad-core CPU, 2 whole extra cores over the iPhone 6s, and this seems to bring battery life in line with last year's